Welcome to The Explainer. If you're in marketing or creating anything online, you are probably asking yourself one huge question right now. Can I use AI to create content, or is Google going to completely crush my website for it? Well, today we are going to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. This is the question that keeps content creators up at night, right? You hit generate on some new AI tool, you get this perfectly written article back, and there's that little voice in your head that goes, did I just torpedo my rankings?
So the short answer to that question is a simple no. But, the smart answer is where the real strategy lies. It's a little more complicated because Google's philosophy isn't about the tool you use, it's all about the final product. They are on the hunt for low-quality, unhelpful content, and frankly, they don't care if a human or a robot made it.
And you really need to get this right, because this isn't some niche trend we're talking about. A wild 88% of digital marketers are already using AI in their day-to-day work. This isn't the future. This is right now. Okay, so if Google isn't on an anti-AI crusade, what's its actual target? Well, it all comes down to one single, powerful idea: unhelpfulness. And understanding this is the key to the whole thing. So how do they enforce this? Through something called the helpful content system. Now think of this like a quality filter that's always running, woven right into the fabric of Google's main algorithm. Its only job is to find and promote content that was clearly made for actual people. And here's the part that should make you sit up and pay attention. This is a site-wide signal. We're not talking about one bad article getting a slap on the wrist. No, if you have a bunch of unhelpful stuff, it acts like a giant anchor, dragging down the rankings of your entire website. The good news is, Google has basically given us a cheat sheet to stay on their good side. It boils down to asking yourself three simple but really powerful questions about your content. Who made this? How did they make it? And, probably the most important of all, why did they make it? And those questions create a really clear divide. Over here you've got people-first content. It's created for a real audience. It shows you've actually done the thing you're talking about, and it leaves the reader feeling satisfied. And then, over here, you have search engine-first content. It's just there to get clicks, it summarizes what everyone else is saying, and leaves the reader needing to go search again. The difference is night and day. So how does Google actually measure all this helpfulness stuff? Well, it all feeds into their ultimate quality checklist, a framework they call EEAT. And let me tell you, this is where we humans have a serious home field advantage. EEAT is just an acronym for the four big signals Google's algorithms are trained to look for. It stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Let's break those down. First up, experience. This is maybe the most important one now. It's not about knowing the specs of a new camera. It's about being the photographer who has spent 100 hours actually using it. It's proof that you've been there and done that. Then you have expertise. This is your raw skill and knowledge on this subject. We're talking about going way deeper than the surface-level facts that an AI can spit out in 2 seconds. It's about having a real, demonstrable command of your field. Next is authoritativeness. This one is all about reputation. Are you the person other experts in your field look to? Are they linking to your work and citing you as a credible source? That's authority. And finally, all of this is built on a foundation of trustworthiness. Is your information accurate? Are you transparent about who you are? Is your site secure? If people can't trust you, the other three just fall apart. Trust is the bedrock. Which brings us to the absolute key idea here. That first E, experience, is your secret weapon. An AI can read 1 million product reviews and synthesize them into a new article. But you know what it can't do? It can't actually use the product. It can't have a genuine, lived experience. That's all you.
So, enough with the theory. What does this look like out in the wild? Well, let's look at some data, because it reveals a really dramatic pattern we're going to call the quality cliff.
So one fascinating experiment took 2 completely different approaches. The first strategy was AI-assisted. They used AI to get a first draft, but then a human team jumped in, editing, fact-checking, and injecting their own experience. The second strategy was pure automation, 20 brand new websites running entirely on raw, unedited AI content. So what happened with that first group? The AI-assisted human-enriched content was a huge success. We're talking nearly 555,000 impressions. It started ranking in the top 10 on Google, Why? Because it met those human-first quality standards. And those 20 sites running on pure automation, well, after a tiny little spike at the very beginning, they went right off that quality cliff. Their traffic, their rankings, everything dropped to zero, a total wipeout.
This data, it's not a warning, it's a playbook. It shows us exactly how to use AI the right way, not just to survive in 2025, but to actually win. The first part of this playbook is a mindset shift. You have to stop thinking of Google as just a list of blue links. With things like AI overviews, it's rapidly becoming an answer engine. Its goal is to give people the answer directly, so they might not even need to click on your site. So that leads us to a really clear 3-step workflow. Phase 1. Use AI as your brainstorming partner for ideas and outlines. Phase 2. Sure, let it generate a rough first draft to speed things up. But Phase 3? Phase 3 is the non-negotiable part. That's meticulous human enrichment. That's you fact-checking and injecting all that valuable EEAT.
So let's just put a fine point on it. Google does not penalize the tool. It devalues the output of laziness. Trying to mass-produce cheap generic content with AI is a game you will lose. But using it as a co-pilot to amplify your own human expertise, that's how you win.
And that leaves us with the one big question you need to ask yourself. Because pretty soon, AI is going to be as common as a word processor. So how are you going to use it? Are you going to use it just to make more stuff? Or are you going to use it to make better stuff? Stuff that truly amplifies what makes you and your experience unique. That's the challenge. And it's also the biggest opportunity.